Welcome to this broadcast. I have to use this opportunity to address His Excellency Governor Peter Gregory Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, the presidential candidate of Labour Party in just concluded 2023 election. I have longed for a long time to address him in a broadcast like this. I am a follower and a lover of Peter Obi, his aspiration, his ambition, his political connection, whatever thing Peter Obi does, is so much interesting to me. I got interested to the point I have to support his ambition in the presidential election, even when I know nothing will come out of it. But as for the love I have for him, I decided to campaign, propagate the gospel of Peter Obi for him to be elected. And I remember I said it vividly that Peter Obi will definitely win the election, but he will not be given the mandate. Why? Because he is an Igbo man. So I wasn't really battling for him to win the election, that he's going to be saddled with that seat, because there's already conspired verdict that Igbo man will not be on that seat. Number two thing why I supported and moved for him to vie for that presidential election, many of them said no amount of pressure will make an Igbo man to win, not even to rule. In as much as they said they will not rule, but said they will not win. That if he will fail, that his people will be the one to fail him. Hence, I stood up my ground, prayed and wished and worked and planned for him to win, so that they would deny him as usual, which I know that would be the condition. But today, in this message, I just saw his recent reaction about Edo State election, concluded election, gubernatorial election. He said, damage you caused will haunt you. Will haunt your children. This is what Peter Obi told the INEC. I also read an extensive, well-articulated write-up where he was displaying his displeasure on how the election was conducted, how the so-called winner of the election rigged themselves for that position. That now called my attention to really address Governor former Peter Obi. For you to react in that way, it seems like you don't know the people you are dealing with. It seems like you've never realized the ground or the people you are trading politics with. So were you expecting the APC to keep quiet when they have vowed to make Nigeria a one-party system? Were you expecting to outbuild them since they have the money and they have the power? Were you expecting any credible election? What happened to you in the just concluded election? Was it credible? Were you expecting a new thing from INEC that declared the result by 2 a.m. to run away from people's attack? Were you expecting a new thing from person who thought they would hijack it, snatch it, run with it? What else were you expecting? Were you expecting different from somebody who we saw bullion van going to his house on election day when they said there's no movement? When they ask people, they say it's a Muslim man that missed way. What else are you expecting with this kind of people that live in lies? Were you expecting the different result from a government that knows nothing than to loot? Were you expecting different things? A government that saw the suffering of the people, the only way to help the people is to control, to amass wealth, buy yachts, buy private jet. 3. They are still buying more things. I saw a video of Putin where he flies about 7 to 10 aircraft goes beside him in protection. This is what your president is trying to do. When he's flying, other private jet will come behind him. And do you know the same private jet will be parked in France, paying demurrage to the government of France when he's the president of Nigeria? What do you expect this kind of president who doesn't have conscience to know that people are suffering? So Peter Obi, what were you expecting from them? Were you expecting them to keep quiet, for them not to pay back the money they borrowed in winning you, in defeating you, in buying vote in the presidential election? So when you cry, when you say you are disappointed, when you say displeasure, when you complain about the result, I keep on wondering that it seems like you don't know the people you are dealing with. Therefore, I want to advise you. Your expectation that you want Nigeria to work, that you are not desperate to be the president, but you are desperate for Nigeria to work. I want to tell you now, Nigeria will never work, because the people that are in power will never allow it to work. The only thing that is about to work in Nigeria, they have vehemently stood against it. What is that? Protest. For Nigeria to work, protest is one of the ways to solution, but they are opposing it from the last drop of their blood, starting from since APC came into power. And APC happened to be one of the people in APC are the people that pioneered protests, that motivated protest, that conspired and brought protest into a climax. But in their own time, they don't want it to happen by any chance. Look at the recent concluded bad government protests. They are busy arresting the people they suspected are the perpetrators or the initiators. Instead of arresting what caused the election, they are arresting the people that are protested. This is the only regime where you see people are paid to protest against a protest. And you expect otherwise. What do you expect for this kind of government? I'm so disappointed that you still have hope in this kind of people ruling you, and you think you can get justice. When you were denied your advantage, that it was obvious you won, they told you to go to court, and you went to court. How far? How market? How did he come out with the court? They will not say you go to court because they are waiting for you at the court. Look at what the entire protests were telling us. If you think you don't like Tinubu, they wait for the next 4 years for election, when they know they have already written a result kept in London House of Wike to come and display on 2027. So what do you expect? It is already written, and they have to follow to the letter to fulfill the mandate. Peter Obi, I want to plead with you. Save your integrity. Save your life for your people in the Igbo. It is hard time. That's why during that election, how I wish, because if we need to see the tribalistic tendency that was being displayed, even from the so-called pastors, men of God, from the altar, they were displaying it, telling you that the Tinubu is more qualified than any other person because he's the Yoruba person speaking. When people will say, Peter Obi, if I made a post, I said the best thing is to let this country go into the three-part way. Peter Obi should be in charge of Igbo Southeast. Let the other people take their own. Let Tinubu take care of the Yoruba. I promise you, if there is a Yoruba nation, Tinubu they will never allow Tinubu to be their president because they know him. But they will allow him to be president of Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, because they know he will definitely snatch it. He will grab it. He will steal it. He will run with it. That's why they want it to be there, because this is a public figure, a public money grab. But when it has to do with Yoruba affairs, they will never allow Tinubu to be at the head of affairs. I know that. The same thing applicable to the Northerners. So, His Excellency Peter Obi, enough of this wasting your energy for something that will never work. Enough of you wasting your time hoping and believing and praying that Nigeria will going to get better. Some people say speak positive things. I'm tired of speaking positive of Nigeria. I made the post and I told you, God structure this life that without separation there will be no progression. If Nigeria must progress, let there be separation. Either way, when you ask me, I will explain detail. Either to separate Nigeria from this wicked leader that are holding them by revolution, or separate all the factions, all the tribes to go their different way, the zones and regions. Let it be a separation in whether I want to do it. So, His Excellency Peter Obi, I want to plead with you. We love you as Igbo. Come home. Let us build a Igbo. Even though we are still in Nigeria, let's build a Igbo for ourselves. That particular economic values, that particular knowledge you have experienced, those particular things you have studied and known, let's make it to be only centered in Igbo. I have been hearing and watching your donation to the Northerners. Peter Obi, even if you marry for all the Northerners, give them 4 wives as their religion demand, during election, they will never vote for you. Even if they do, they will never be giving you opportunity to rule them. They know that you are doing this to buy their favor. They know what that time they will call you Arne Kafri, they will call you infidel. They will say it is the best. I heard one of them said, the worst of every Muslim man is the best. It can never be compared or the best of any person that is not a Muslim. So if you like, marry for all of them, build houses for all of them, change their Lamajiri clothes, wear the new clothes, take them to school, sponsor them to abroad. After you finish, during election, they will tell you that you are Arne Kafri. They will not vote for you. Peter Obi, think home. Let's think how to develop our Igbo. Be your brother's keeper. Stop hoping for Nigeria to change. It's not going to change because they have already changed the change. Remember, they came with a slogan, they change. They have changed the change that will change Nigeria. So for that reason, they have changed the change that will change Nigeria. That is, there's no change for Nigeria. It will remain status quo. Look at the people that came into power. They were busy bringing back archaic, expired, non-relevant national anthem. Can someone tell me the economic value of the old national anthem? Nothing. How much is Naira? It is always increasing. How much is petrol? A government that this man has always consistently been scamming people. He will tell you one thing different because APC, its foundation is embedded in lies. That's why they had the first minister of someone who his name was Liar Mohammed. That was the truth. He said it that even his grandsons, because why they call it Liar Mohammed. So when they have an information minister that is full of lies, then what do you expect from that particular party? The Ajero met with them. Ajero-led committee of labor met with him. He said, allow me to increase the fuel price so that I can pay you 250 minimum wage. The people consider the people suffering. If the price go to 1,000, say no, let's manage the 70,000. When they agreed to manage it, he still increased the price to 1,003, 1,211. Different prices for different regions, yet in one Nigeria. And you expect a change in this kind of country, this kind of people. Obaseki, to you, when you dealt with Peter Obi's election, you thought your own would be spared. You are dealing with APC. When you feed a snake, that is because the snake is too young and too small. By the time the snake grows, he will use you to test run how to feed on human beings. This is my message for you people. Thank you and God bless you. I remain Jovika. See you again. Bye-bye.